Okay, so we're going to start with, let me see here, share my screen, because we are going to start with how to monetize your simple e-commerce formula to monetize social media with ease. And I've touched on this a little bit last time, but for today, I'm going to go through a couple of sections, still the same, but which will help you get your brain around what you need to do when you have an e-commerce, right? So setting up an e-commerce site is easy because, I mean, you have to have, you have to have all these different things. You'll know your social media has to be connected. You can, you have to have your legal papers connected, your accounting, and all that other stuff. So that's just the basics, right? That's the basics of e-commerce. But so now you've got an e-commerce store, and so what do? I mean, you have to tell people that you're around. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So again, paradigm shift is required to have success in social media. So we have to start thinking differently of how to connect to our customers. And then there are two common mistakes that store owners make with Shopify or any e-commerce. I'm going to add e-commerce in here because it's mostly with e-commerce, right? And then I'm going to show you that, again, the insider's formula on how to get your message through to your customer. So the first thing is, again, the paradigm shift is reality. People shop and they compare you to others. We go to clicks and we go to the shop next door and we will compare the two, whatever stores next door. And so that's what we do online as well, right? Because we sort of know the prices. So you have to go to clicks to get a cheaper product. But if you go to say OK Bazaars, then you might not get the same price, right? It might have some other different products that are cheaper. So that's what people do, is they go around and they see where can they find the cheapest. Sometimes not, right? So there are two different types of customers that you have. So the customers that actually want the cheap thing, they don't mind buying it 3 times, or you are going to buy something that's going to last you, right? So you have to pay a little bit more. So this is what we say in Afrikaans, which is goedkoop is duurkoop, right? If you buy something cheap, it's going to cost you more in the end because it's going to break, right? So you got to decide which customers you are going to serve. Are you going to serve the cheap ones because they're going to buy it 3 times? Or are you going to create that longer sales cycle where people are going to buy one product, but you only have to sell it once, right? So there are different ways to sell your product. And then, if they don't have a relationship with you, then it's, we are small people. We are not the big brand. So people have to have a relationship with us. So for instance, if you go to a bar or you go to a restaurant, right, and the owner says, hello, how are you doing? So glad you come in. Here's your favorite glass of wine. Here's a special table. You will go back to that restaurant instead of going to a restaurant where nobody knows you. How are you doing? Okay, let's put you on the table. Then they ignore you for 10 minutes, right? So you know that you are going to go to that restaurant where you actually have the attention. The same thing with customers. And then people buy from people they trust. Again, they think they love us because they see us online. It's like that, if you see famous people, right? You see famous people walk on the street. And actually, when I was in Paris, I saw a couple of famous actors, right? And you go, oh God, I know you. Where do I know you from? And he's famous. This is what I really did this, right? And the guy just looked at me as if I'm crazy. But that's the thing, right? They're in your living room because you're watching them on TV. You're watching them at the Oscars and everything. So you think you know them. In the meantime, you don't really know them, but you think they love you, right? Because they know you. And that's what you want to generate with your customers as well. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to focus on relationships first. Why? Because Not a lot of e-commerce shops do this, and not even in today's world where we're on Zoom and we have, it's easy to call people, it's easy to chat to people on Messenger. Not a lot of e-commerce stores do this, especially small stores. They ignore it, right? They ignore the customer. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to stand out, because you are going to be that person that actually gives your customers attention. So here's an example. My hubby Roy, who's here on the boat, right? Remember, I'm on the boat. And so he wanted to buy a guitar. I don't know if you can see the guitar here behind me, right? You can see the guitar. And so he went online and immediately had the attention of them. They were chatting to him, they were messaging him and saying, hey, you need any help, let us know, here's my telephone number. They actually gave him a telephone number to call if he had a problem, and he did have a problem. Then they said, hey, anytime you want something, just connect with us. So he was going to buy that guitar a second time, and then he said, yeah, they don't have the red one, that's what I want. He actually connected to the guy and said, hey, do you have the red one? I want the red one. Can you get it for me? And the guy says, there's no guarantee. But because they had that backwards and forwards, Roy will never go anywhere else, right? Because he had that connection with that person. This is what I did with my Zimbabwe customers. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to show you Moyo collection. Very, very hard to sell this stuff, right? As you know, especially online, because you can't really see how beautiful the stuff is. So I literally connect to people on phone. I call them, hey, you've seen my thing, you've seen my sculpture, are you interested? Do you want to buy it? How can I help you? And that's how a lot of the very, very expensive ones, that's how I sell them. So connecting to your customer is a huge deal. I should take that out, right? Anyway, and then and also don't sell right away, because if you're going to sell right away, then it's like that horrible salesperson that when you walk into a shop and he goes, hey, buy this. Why didn't you buy this? Why didn't you buy that? You don't want to do that. You actually want to buy from somebody who leaves you alone, lets you make a decision, but they're there to support you. So that's, you can't just sell on social, right? Because social is where people go to be social. It's like trying to sell your products when you're in a bar. Hey, I've got this to sell. I want to sell this, and people are going to go, what? I've just come here to have a drink. I don't want to buy your product. So what you do is you get to know that person first. Then they go, hey, what do you do? And you go, well, I sell this product. That's how you go. And so you got to give give value to build trust. And so this is what you do in an online store, right? You build that value and they build that trust. So here is, let me see if I've got it in here. No, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to show you on my website what I've done. And this is what I'm going to do with the Namibian Marketplace as well, right? So we're building that up. My books. Okay, let's go into my books and I can see what I've done. No, I've just got the Amazon. Oh no, there we go. So I tell people, hey, this checkout is secure because I can take all this stuff and it's I've got my my security in there, my privacy is in there, my legal stuff is in there, and this website is protected. So when you see up here, you see that HTTPS, that is because I have what they call an SSL certificate, which is a secure sockets layer certificate, which means that my website is secure to actually have these have my customers pay with credit card. So if you don't have that, right, then Google, and especially this year, Google is going to say to you, hey, you need that, otherwise customers are going to come on your website and they're going to get that, hey, this website is not secure, you can't buy this, this website is not trusted, it's not secure, and people won't go on your website because Google will actually tell them it's not secure. So if you have a website, I don't care what website you have, you've got to make sure that you have that HTTPS. And so that's also building the trust level. And then, okay, so down here, I've got a chat as well, which means that, hey, people can talk to me while they are online, which they, by the way, they do, right? So I have this on all my Shopify stores, not all mine, but all my clients and anybody that I help, is I have this chat. And it doesn't mean that I have to be on like 24/7 because, you know, I have to sleep and I'm also doing other stuff. But what this does is it actually, when you write a message, hello, how are you? It will actually, my earpiece is just gone. Noise cancellation. I wonder why it goes off noise cancellation. My book. It's probably because I am losing it. Okay, so here we go. So it will actually put in the email when you go, let's see here. So now I have to put my first name, last, and my email address. So you get your customer's email address. And what does that mean? It means, yes, these people I will be able to email them. Okay, you know, if they opt in, and you can make that required. Not really with you in Europe, but you can make that required. So then you have an email, then you can email them. And that's another thing, that how you build trust is when you start emailing people, again, they get to know you, you're on social, you're emailing them, and you're building trust. So how to make the, so I'm going to talk generally about different types of products and how we actually make the shift of getting the right information on the website, building that relationship with the customers, and then using product placement correctly. So it's funny, you know, I was listening to somebody this week, and they were talking about the customer journey. And you know, we all know about the customer journey. You know, how do people come through our websites and land on the websites, and what do they do on the website? So if you have a I love her website, I love her tribe athletics, right? So if you have a website, you want to know immediately, hey, what do these people actually sell? And I love her little messages on here as well, right? It really talks to her customers, and people know, hey, this is cool, I can buy this. This is for young people, young ladies, and she sells mostly, obviously, only to ladies. Any size, you know, you don't have to be too athletic, but you can be, you know, starting out. And then she sells all these other things. But what I like about her is that immediately you come on this website and boom, you know what it's all about. So sometimes when you go on a website, you really don't know what it's all about. And that is not a great idea. Let's see what I've done. I've actually added, you see my logo goes away. I've added this lately. So I'm launching you know, launching a challenge and a course and all that other stuff. So this is what I did yesterday. So immediately somebody knows, hey, you know, I can launch my website fast, right? So that's what you want when you have any type of website that you are actually setting up. Let me see here. Who else can I can use as an example that is not doing too well? I can't think of anybody, but I should actually put them up ahead of the time, right? So you know, okay. So, and then you build your relationship with the ideal customer by solving the challenges. And here's the secret for 2023. You have to start writing, right? And I know people go, what? I'm going to write? No way. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to start giving people more information. So if we're going on Moyo Collection, and believe me, I haven't done a lot on here. This is one of my clients. They have this stuff in America here, unfortunately, just around the corner from me. So I've written, hey, you know, I wonder why that is so brown, about Zimbabwe stone, right? So I've written more about the stone, and I haven't added a lot because I don't have enough information. So I've told them, hey, I've told them for 2 years already, you've got to give me more information so that oh, look at this. so that I can help you to get more traffic. And we need to add more. You see, we've been up for 2 years. There's not enough information on here for people to go, oh, this is what they do. You have to have more information. So this is what I've done for visible skincare, right? So let's see here, right? So immediately we have the trust factor again, you know, reviews, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But having people telling your new visitors, hey, you know, these people have bought from, and okay, secret. These are random pictures. These are not pictures of the people, right? Because people don't like giving most of the pictures. So I've put random people in here. People don't really know because they look like real people, right? And then what I have here at the bottom. Oh, so I'm be writing blogs all the time, because here's a 2022, September 2022. Okay, then I went to Namibia in October, so I didn't write anything on October, so I better get something out, right? So writing something and giving them more information is huge. So this is how I attract customers to this website. I talk about what, you know, skincare and health, beauty, and blah, blah, blah. And so I write a really in-depth article about, what's this one here? Tips before, during, and after your workout. I tell them exactly what they should be doing before and during. And so if you're looking online and you check somebody else's blog out, they're going to go like a really short thing. That's why I actually did more in-depth. So you got to be different. You got to add more stuff. So what we're going to do is, so this is how you maximize your online presence by adding something that you've written. So Marianne, my best friend in Namibia, who does my social, right? So what she's going to do is, I write the blog, right? I write all these points here. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what she is going to do is, each one of these, think about this, each one of these is a post. So every single one of these is going to have an image that's going to be added in here, several images maybe. And then that's going to be a post. And then maybe what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to transfer that to Kalahari Gold, which is our gold.com, which is our marula oil. Oh, you know what I should put in here is marula oil. So our marula oil website. And so I'm going to do a video about it, right? And then in that video, I'm going to talk about, you know, looking, because I write for both of them. So I'm going to cross purpose. So I'm going to talk about, hey, what you do, but I'm also going to talk about, hey, I'm going to be adding, see here, now I'm going to be putting links in here about marula. I'm going to say, hey, you can use the marula for your hair, and then I'll put a link in here that goes to this website. So you can cross purpose as well with other websites. Obviously, you got to ask, right? But my point is, oh yeah, the video, right? So I'm going to be talking about how to use it in your hair. Then what we can do is, we can add it in here for the product. Where's the product? Yeah, I hope this goes to the product. Yeah, so we can add it in here as a video in the product, how to use it for your hair. And I can put the video here in the blog talking about how to look after your hair with marula oil. So it is two purposes. Plus, I'm going to put it on. So that video is going to go on social. It's going to go on YouTube. It's going to go on because I'm on LinkedIn, on the website. Everything's going to be pointing to the website. So that's how you use and build that trust of your customers, but also solving the problem of your product. So I was gonna pop this up as well, Reese Interiors, right? So I was gonna pop this up just to show an example, because this is like services, right? Hello, Let's go, let's go. Why is it not going on? Maybe I should close some of them. I've got so many windows open, guys. We're creating, we're going to start selling the marula oil here in America. And then obviously I have to create all this, the labels and everything. Here we go. Oh, boom. Oh, this is loading so slow. You've got to make this, I've got to make this a bit faster. And how do you do that? By optimizing your images. Optimizing your images. Okay, so here, again, you know, you can have those videos about how to use the products, you know, how to make curtains, how to upholster. So this is a good example of what Ricky's can do. And this is my favorite, absolute favorite website, because I'm sewing for the boat and I get all my ideas out of here. So how fast this goes. But they have all these videos. So let's go into Marine Project. And so, and then say, for instance, I want to, and they've got sods here as well, right? I want to upholster. So they have a video of how I can upholster stuff. Plus, so here's what the cool part is. So they have, they now have the video chapters in here, which is fabulous. But they also have like a material list, right? They have the material list, which you can buy from them, by the way. And it should actually click on, they should have it clicked on so you can actually click on it. Then they have the tool list, which they actually sell as well. And so they can do a little bit more, but you know, doing this stuff is really hard work. But you see here, they have this stuff on the side here, some of the tools and more helpful how-to, so you can go into other stuff. So this is how you can expand on something like interior, selling materials and selling blinds and stuff, right? So let's see what they have, ideas they have here. Okay, this doesn't go on anything. It should click through to ideas. So you can create blogs out of this, right? So to make, and so Google as well will actually you will become more popular in Google because you're adding that. Let me show you something. So we're Googling my name the other day and I put it online. I actually put it on Google. No, never mind. Let's go Veronica jeans. And I had somebody actually do this on their website to see if it actually comes out. So this woman is a famous, she sells clothes and jeans and stuff. And, you know, she's got 150K traffic on her, you see here. 24,000 a month. Oh, this is just on Veronica Beard. 24,000 a month, which is a lot, hey. And then there's 80. Yeah, I'm live. Hello, you see here. How much? 17 million a month. Holy cow. Okay, this is Nordstrom, but she sells to one of the top stores here in America. Okay, so here, let's see here. Oh, whoops, boom. I am here as well. And look at my traffic. So this is you're going to laugh here. 340 a month. So I'm actually competing with a huge brand, and Nordstrom is like a Neiman Marcus, top brands, right? So I'm competing with these brands, but I'm also popping up as in my name, right? So, and so here you can see here as well is, if you go down, it's all about the jeans and how famous they are. And this is what she sells. And Veronica jeans. Oh, she's using my name. So anyway, elevate your, and then let's go down. And here, boom, my Facebook comes up, right? Because I have not been doing a lot on Facebook. And then you can see here when you go down, but hey, I pop up on page number 1, which is why, because I do a lot of blogs. Okay, so I do blogs, I do emails once a week, and I do a blog once a week. So I do a newsletter as a chatty. And if you sign up, you'll get my newsletter. And so in my newsletter, I give tips, and I I do quite a bit of blah, blah, blah. I don't sell too much, but at the bottom, I give resources. Now I'm giving away some free, if you call me, then I'll talk to you, but after that you pay. And so obviously, giving away too much for free doesn't help either. But also then I have a resources page. Hey, if you sign up for my newsletter, then you get my resources page. And then the other thing is I give cool affiliate tips on tools that I use, right? Because I'm using tools all the time. And so, so every week I talk about something different. So I take that newsletter and then I put that on LinkedIn. I've got 1,000+ subscribers. I have no idea who they are, but hey, it works. And then I've only got 500 and something in my newsletter. I don't have a lot of, and then some of that spam, right? You can already say 25% of that spam. So my newsletter isn't very big, and I've been around for a long time, but I haven't utilized it as much as what I should have, right? And then what I do with it is I take that and I actually add it to as an article to Medium, and then I also take it and I put it on my website as a blog. I've just done that. Just decided to do that 2 weeks ago. Add that to my blog, to my website as a blog. But I also blog, right? So I also write an article about whatever, Anyway, so I do like maybe 1 or 2 blogs a week, but that's put me onto Google page number 1. And that's what you want, because when people are looking for, hey, they're looking for this type of thing in Namibia, then you need to pop up, and the only way you're going to pop up is if you consistently, guess what, update your website. And that's what I do. I consistently update my website. And what do? I give people information, right? I think, okay, what happened this week in my business? Oh yes, I was writing about understanding the flow of money, and that's what I wrote about, right? So so this week, which is nearly Saturday, so I do it on Saturday, and Saturdays I go, oh my Lord, I have to write something. So this Saturday I am going to be writing about, maybe I should write about goals, right? What are you going to do for the new year? You got to start deciding now. Anyway, so that's how I think about it. Or what's the problem I solve for a customer? And if I think that will help my customers, then that's what I write about. Okay, so that's how you got to think about how can you solve your customers' problems. And it's not always easy, believe me. And then you tactfully use product placement, right? So it's not always selling. And then you always have to have a CTA. And what that means is a clear call to action, right? You should always have, hey, come and read this, or more information, or so that they come back onto your website to actually read it. And once they're on your website, then what they will do is go, oh, look at all this cool stuff. Maybe I should buy something. That's how you do sales, right? That's how you're going to do sales. So here's the trick as well. You got to keep nurturing even after they have bought. So in Shopify, let me show you Shopify. In Shopify, or I have an email, you can do an email provider. Go away. Email provider. Okay, here. So in marketing, let me see, marketing, you do when they abandon their cart, then they should get 2 more emails and saying, hey, come back, did you forget about your cart? Because so many people abandon their cart because, somebody interrupted them. And the same thing with checkout, maybe they had a problem, their cart didn't go through. So emailing them saying, hey, is there a problem? I've had send a customer. So in Shopify, I can literally send a customer an invoice and saying, hey, pay this. And what I did was for Moyo, and he could not actually put his card in because I didn't put. So on the Moyo collection, on the sculptures, there's one product for each sculpture, obviously, because it's handmade, and I didn't put the quantity in, so it was on 0, and so he couldn't put his card in. But he could email me and which he did, right? So you want to always react to your customers. And then I was, hey, did you have a problem on this, And then he emailed me back. So that's how you know that, hey, you can get another sale and get your customers back again because you are amazing and you give them amazing service. So solving the bigger challenge, right? You've got to think about, okay, skincare product line, what? And so we were thinking about this for Invisible, how can we sell this and compete with it, right? Compete with other customers. How can we sell this so we stand out? And so what we do is we literally go on Amazon to see what are people buying, what are the results. So this is a primer, skin primer, face. Let's just go on face mask, skincare. I don't care. It doesn't matter, right? So what are people? Oh, okay. What are people buying? What are they putting into the products? How are they explaining the products? What benefits are there? But also you want to make sure that you are not just solving the problem, but telling them, hey, if you have this problem, this is what it does, because people don't think, right? So most of the times people in Amazon, but you can get ideas, by the way, but most of the time people only think of, hey, they have this problem and my product does 2-in-1 moisturizer and it's going to make you look beautiful. But what you should actually be doing is saying to them, if you have say for instance with the primer, it's vitamin C and everything, so it's a age spot corrector, right? So you would say, hey, if you have age spots, this will help to fade your age spots. So you identify the problem and then you're giving them the solution. And that's how people buy as well, because obviously they have to feel wonderful when they use the product, but thinking about how to lead your customers into buying that product is a better way. And then say, clothing boutique, looking fabulous, feeling and looking fabulous. But as we showed with her Tribe Athletics, is doesn't matter what size you are, I have the jogging pants for you. So, hey, I'm a little bit hefty on the butt, but I can buy things from you because they won't be too small. And so thinking about how to solve the bigger problem. So we're going to talk about, I started late, hey, I don't know how long this has been, but anyway, so a couple of mistakes that e-commerce stores do is they don't validate their general business health, right? They don't have terms and conditions. And believe me, I have seen $1 million companies that don't have this stuff in their policies. And it is so important because there is that one person that's going to cause your problems. And then, making sure that your business is an entity and licensed with that VAT and GST and or whatever it's called. And then, having a proper accounting system working in your e-commerce store. Shopify have grown so much that, let me see if I'm open, that they have now got all the, so I can show you this because I can't see any of my clients, right? They have all the finance things that you need, actually no, analytics. That finance thing was just what you're paying. But they have all the things that you need to actually say, hey, this is what's happening in my store, and this is what I need to concentrate on. This is actually reports. I have no idea why they changed the blade reports, but this is not, I don't like this. I like little pictures, right? So, so see here, sales. So they actually show you gross profits if you put the profits in the store, net sales, and sales with cost, and and payment types and payment and returns and everything that happens in your store. So we will have this in the marketing store that we're creating for Namibia as well. Is all that information that for each store. that you need to know what you're doing. So knowing your money, right? Knowing where your money is coming from, how it flows, when you get paid, how you get paid, and how you can do refunds, which is a huge thing. And then also the other thing is validating your business health, is knowing how your manufacturer works. What's the product life cycle? How long does it take to get it from the manufacturer to your store, or how can they drop ship? Do you have to get that stuff into your house or whatever before you can send it out? Are you making the stuff by hand, and how long does that take, right? So you got to really know the product life cycle process. And then there's obviously shipping, because we have that problem in Namibia. Is how we're going to ship our stuff, because not everything is reliable. But we're going to be I'm going to put in the couriers. We're going to be partnering up with a couple of couriers. So if you know anybody that does it, please let me know, because I really want to get a couple of people into the Namibian marketplace that can help us with getting the products to the other towns. And then obviously your distribution channels, how you're going to get your product out, like Facebook or Instagram. And we can't do Amazon in Namibia yet. You know what? I wonder if eBay is available. I know eBay is available in South Africa. My brother-in-law did a lot on eBay in South Africa, but all those other little marketplaces you can sell to as well. And then the other mistake that customers make, failing, I'm not going to read through this here. Yeah, validating the ease of customer service, all the back end stuff, but also leveraging Shopify. So if you're using Shopify, then we are going to have, different social media channels. So that's all included. Let me show you here. I'm actually writing my book right now. So this is all included. So Facebook, Instagram, Google, we're going to be selling on Google. We are going to be selling on Pinterest. I don't think we have Pinterest in Namibia. I'll be doing all that research. We are going to be selling, go away. Okay, we're going to be selling, go away. Pinterest, Firebox, Facebook, Instagram. What else is there? Maybe eBay, if eBay is available. But we're going to be actually advertising all the products in all of these stores. And this is what you can do if you have a proper e-commerce store, right? And then, so that's the social channels and the marketplaces, right? So where else can you sell your products? And then building your funnels using Shopify as well. So you can do this. We are going to be doing this through your marketing. We're going to run campaigns. We are going to have automations, which means that abandoned cart checkout, abandoned cart, a product browse. So when somebody is actually browsing, let me put this on. So when somebody's actually browsing in your store, they will get an email, which is fabulous. That's remarketing, right? We hate it, but it's very necessary. And so, but that's easy. Abandoned cart, and abandoned checkout as well. So if somebody abandons the checkout, they're going to get an email saying, hey, you need to come back because, do you have a problem? Can I help you with your cart? And sometimes a good way is to say, hey, if you come back, you can get 10% discount. So you're getting them back because they're going to get a discount. Not everybody knows this, right? Or expects it. But I was buying something the other day and I thought, I'm not going to buy it. And then they say, hey, you can get another 10% discount. I thought, boom, buy it. So, and that's how people think, right? That's how people think. Anyway, so I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to do, and so, okay, so we have the social channels. We have all the marketplace channels. I'm going to be putting this into the group as well. And then this is all other stuff that we can leverage Shopify, but I'm just going to stop here because I'm going to do these every week just to show you, hey, you know, just moving you forward in your e-commerce store. And, you know, maybe you want to join our marketplace, so a Namibian marketplace, or if you know somebody, right, then I'm going to stop the recording because we finished.